Good evening, everybody. This is Mike Monty, one half of Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. We're produced out of Indie Music TV in New York. That's Ron Conkema, New York. Yes, again, that's Indie Music TV. You could also catch us on RTF Sports Network. That's RTF Sports Network, the #1 growing streaming sports network on the air today. Catch us every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Yes, we're their anchor show. And catch our rerun on a morning drive time from 10 to 11 a.m. You could also catch us on the Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube page, the Facebook Live Monty and the Pharaoh page, Twitch TV Monty and the Pharaoh page, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, or any streaming network. We're on it. You can find us anywhere. Also catch us on New York Cable, Channel 115, every Tuesday from 8:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. Also catch us Saturday mornings on Channel 115 from 6 a.m. to 6:30 a.m. And catch us Saturday morning at 1:30 a.m. on Channel 20. Soon we'll be coming to Amazon, so catch us there also. We want to thank everybody for the support. And again, please catch us every Thursday, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m., Monty the Pharaoh, Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, new, old, endangered, and let's have a little fun. Talk to you soon.
We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for it. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to live out that tower.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast. Monty and the Pharaoh, only seen here live out of Village Connection Radio, here out of Rockstar Studios in Huntington, New York, on a special Sunday edition. Jim Savali, how you feeling at the board?
What up, brother?
And to the right is none other than my savior, who filled in for Mr. Jim Duggan. Rosa Mendes.
Yes, I'm glad he's doing good. Did you see his pictures from the hospital?
I did see his pictures, and prayers go out to Jim.
Yes, absolutely.
But thank you for coming in and saving the day.
It's my pleasure, absolutely.
It's our pleasure to have you here. Straight to the top is the new Monty and the Pharaoh theme song from Aqua Cherry. They're a local moving band growing. How'd you like that music?
Oh, I loved it. That was my jam.
It's like reggae rock.
It's like reggae, rock, EDM, all mixed in one. That is my jam. Yeah.
So how was yesterday? How was the event?
It was great. I had so much fun. I always do this. I say, I am never going to do a signing ever again. Like, I'm done. And then I get, like, sucked back in, and then I want to get back in the ring, and I need to, like, not. Like, I'm turning 40. Mm-hmm. I tore my ACL, like, 9 months ago. I'm a single mom. I can't wrestle. And every time I'm around wrestling, I, like, want to go back in the ring. It's like a sickness, but it's like a good sickness, but it's not, like, I can't. So it's, like, hard.
It's a passion. But
it's a passion. And, you know, what's funny is that, you know, I retired 2 years ago, and I'm more comfortable in a wrestling locker room than I am in the real world.
Well, we were talking about that earlier, right? It's like better stay in that microcosm of professional wrestling than actually be in the real world with all these wackadoos, right?
Yeah, it's very hard for me to adapt to the real world. I feel like, you know, when you're in the locker room and it's your family and we're all in competition and, you know, we're all on TV. No, we're not trying to take advantage of each other. We're just trying to, like, get over, you know? Whereas in the real world, when you have 1 million followers and you have been on TV, everybody wants a piece of you for the negative reasons. Men want to be with you for the wrong reasons. Women want to be your friend for the wrong reasons. And it's really hurtful when stuff gets uncovered and you realize that these people don't love Milena Roca. They love Rosa Mendes. And that is not me. So I've had a very hard time dealing with this. Like, I'm going to get emotional because it's hard.
It's okay.
Yeah. So it's been really difficult for me.
Well, look, for someone from the real world, it'll get better.
Okay.
it will get better. You disassociate yourself with those people. You start to because I imagine in the wrestling world there's a lot of trust, right? Because you're closer and you believe people are going to take care of you, and then in the real world you get that same thing.
Well, it's also a Shark Tank too. Like, we're all trying to get over. We're all trying to make money. There's egos, and we're all in competition, but we all trust each other with our bodies.
First of all, it's in your face competition, though, right? No, well, again, I don't want to say I know what I'm talking about, but they're not snaking you, right? They're in your face.
Yes, and we're all famous, so it's not like we're trying to get a piece of each other. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's totally different.
Absolutely.
So I literally blocked 4 people in the past month. I on my phone, block.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I've had enough. Like, I'm only gonna let people in that I've known for a really long time. Like, I have a circle of friends from Vancouver that I've been friends with since I was 13 years old. We're all still friends, and some of the girls on the road, I know no new friends because I'm scared. I'm honestly terrified of letting people in now after what happened to me.
How do you handle comments on social media about you? So look, we've got this growing broadcast, and I've got enough fans that say, look, you suck, you're fat, whatever else. How do you handle that? Because you've got millions of fans, right?
Yeah.
And most of them are probably very positive, right? And
absolutely.
They should be, but how do you handle the negativity?
I really don't care. When people talk crap on my Instagram and Twitter, I don't care. What really did affect me on the road was the dirt sheets. Because there was lies on there, lies of who I dated and who I'd been with that I've never, ever been with.
Right.
And one of the people that they said I was with was married, and it really affected their marriage. And I had just come out of, I'm a recovering alcoholic.
Okay.
I had just come out of rehab. So I'm this, delicate flower that, very sensitive. And this thing came on the internet about me and someone in the office. And it was, totally untrue.
Right.
Totally made up. The whole story was made up. And it really, I heard that it affected his marriage. And I was crying because I cannot believe that people were saying that that's how I kept my job. And never, ever did we even have that.
Sure.
He never got unprofessional with me, ever. So that never happened. So that was devastating. And then someone said I was with a certain wrestler, and that was devastating because I was never with them. And that hurt more than comments on Twitter and Instagram. Because it's people read the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
They do. And they believe some of the stuff.
Because people like negativity, right?
Yeah.
They focus on the negativity, and they want to believe in, the positive stuff's boring, right?
Exactly.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, it's gotta be tough.
It was tough.
So tell me, what makes you want to become a professional wrestler? How's that even start?
Okay,
So you were a model, right?
I was a model, and I was always a tomboy. I got into fights, and I would go to the bar, a guy would smack my butt, and I would punch him in the face, and I only fought men in bar. I have bar fight. Look at these knuckles.
Look at that.
Yeah, I fought men, 6 foot tall men. It didn't matter. Someone grabbed me, boom. I loved fighting, and then I moved to Las Vegas, and because I made a lot of money in conventions.
Okay.
So literally handing out pamphlets and making $500 a day and doing photo shoots. I was flying to Jamaica. I was flying to LA. I won Hawaiian Tropic. I won one of the biggest, here I am putting myself over.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yourself over. That's what it's all about.
I won this Latin American modeling contest. I was the first North American to win it. And actually, those pictures got me into the Diva search. WWE saw those photos and was like, we want to interview her.
Okay.
And then, when I moved to Vegas, I started training jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai. And I loved it. And I was good.
Yeah.
So I was training to do a K1 fight. They were giving me free classes. They're like, look at this pretty girl. She's totally tough. And I was working with Antonio Sebastian and at Mark Lehman's gym. And so I was training every day, twice a day. And then on my days off, I would be doing conventions and modeling and stuff. So then one of my bookers is like, hey, there's a Diva search. And I'm like, wait a second, like, I would love Trish Stratus. She was my idol. Like, I followed her from the fitness industry to wrestling. I'm like, wait a second, I could become a wrestler? And he's like, yeah, there's a diva search, but thousands of girls are entering. Like, you're probably not going to get it. And I'm like, I want to try. So I sent in a video and pictures, and they loved me. So they flew down and did like a live interview, and I had just finished a photo shoot, so I'm all tanned up, oiled up, you know, and I was telling them how like I'm this like really tough chick and I would make them a lot of money, you know. And then I flew to LA, and there was like hundreds of girls in this room, and everybody was dressed in dresses and tutus, and I was wearing like a tank top, not a backwards hat. I was wearing a beanie and army shorts, and I looked like I was a tomboy. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh goodness, like this is not my kind of like crew here. Like I'm not going to make it. Well, they loved it. They loved that I was different. They loved that I was rough around the edges, and I killed my interview. And I was one of the 8. They picked 8 girls out of hundreds. So then I did the diva search, and yeah. I started training. I didn't get picked. I did a horrible promo,
which surprised me. I was about to say, speaking before the show and even now, your mic skills are there already, man. You're just like that.
Well, it's Dusty Rhodes, you know.
Really? I
cried in that room to him. I was terrible at my promos. And he took me under his wing, and he's like literally worked with me for hours and like at like once a week. And I was crying on the mic, and I was like, I get it. He's like, you can do this, honey, you know. And I'm like, he really like saved my career. Yeah. How did
his death affect you?
Really hard, because he was like a father figure. So he really always believed in me. He always like saw my passion. And, you know, I wasn't the most athletic wrestlers, but he saw that I love the business more than anything. And so he worked with me, and he spent time working with me and helping me. So that was really hard. It was hard on a lot of us, because he was like a father figure to a lot of us.
Seemed like he took care of all you guys.
Yeah.
Growing it.
Whoever had passion, he was there. He saw it, you know?
So you're in the WWE.
Yeah.
What's that like? Is it... You know, we were speaking about.
Well, developmental, as I was, you know, you're trying to get on TV, you're pitching all these different stories, you're like working your butt off. And then you think that when you finally get on TV, oh, I made it, I'm good. There's a whole nother ball game, and you have to work even harder to stay on TV. And there weren't many spots for the girls at the time. So that's when I went into the valet avenue, because if you're a valet, you're almost guaranteed always on TV and a paycheck. You know what I mean? So it sucked that I wasn't able to get my in-ring stuff that I really wanted and was passionate about. But I always was on TV, and I was always booked.
Yeah.
So, and I loved it. And I was on the house shows, and I killed it, you know? But I do have regrets. I wish that I had worked harder to try and get to be in the ring and to be a wrestler. Like, I loved my career as a valet, but I kicked myself for being too scared of the competition it took to get that spot on TV as a wrestler. You know,
so that WrestleMania moment, or maybe that.
Well, Trish, I idolized Trish, and I followed her career, her whole career, and I wanted to be like her, and I was never even close. So. And that was because I fell into that valet role. And that's my biggest regret of my career.
You know, managers and valets, it's almost like a lost art in wrestling. So, I again, I think you're downplaying a little bit. I think.
Oh, no, I loved it.
But I think it's important.
Very important.
It's so important to the building of the wrestler's character.
Yes.
So, you don't always have to be the greatest wrestler. So, look at Miss Elizabeth. Look at,
I'm
Alfonso,
definitely
right?
not. Yeah, I'm definitely not saying putting it. But I love being in the ring so much, and so I didn't get to experience it at like the way I wanted to. You know. And then when I tried to go back, I tore my ACL. So.
Oh my God!
Fast forward to like a couple years later. A decade later.
So tell me, I'm gonna jump into Total Bellas.
Total Divas.
Divas, sorry.
Yeah, no worries.
At the mixture there.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier how you could tell you were a kind heart when you watch that show. My wife was Huge fan of yours
Yeah.
too, as I was. But I'm going to hit you with one question. It's always been bothering me. And
Oh God. No, I know what it is already.
let's see.
No.
Is the John Cena Nikki Bella relationship real?
Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Yes, they were really in love, and I mean, they were making out backstage, so it was real.
It was real.
Yeah.
What do you think I was going to ask you?
Oh.
Go. Yeah, you tell me what I was going to ask you.
No.
Come on, let's.
Do I have to? Okay,
yes,
I guess I have to now.
You have to. Go ahead.
Oh, everyone always asks me about the whole Paige, bisexual thing.
Well, it's coming up.
So, okay.
We'll go with that.
So I was celibate for 3 years, and I was trying to date, and I just couldn't find anyone I like. I'm very picky, and I love love. Mm-hmm. So I was trying to find love, and I couldn't find love. So, I have this best friend who's this cute little goth girl. And, I thought I had a crush on her, but I didn't. It was just because I loved her as a friend. Mm-hmm. So then, I played with the idea of maybe, I, had a crush on her. And then after we explored that avenue, we both realized absolutely not. And I'm definitely not bisexual.
Well, I don't know. I'll choose bisexual. Right now in my life, I'm no sexual, so it's all good.
Well, that's the thing is that I was no sexual, so I was maybe I'm bi because I don't like any guys.
Right.
And I wasn't. And you could totally tell on TV that her and I wanted to barf when we were about to kiss. We were looking at each other and my big fake lips at the time, all glossed up, and she's staring at my lips, and I'm looking at her, and she's we're looking at each other terrified, and we're what are we doing? And now the cameras are all on us, so
and you just got to go for it.
We did, but it was so awkward. Watch it back; it's terrible. It was the most awkward moment on TV besides my wardrobe malfunction I've ever had.
Which I read about.
That was terrible. And my butt looked fake because I had all that toupee paste.
Okay.
No, because you have to wear toupee tape to get your gear to stick on you. So I had all this tape on. So when my pants got pulled down, my butt looked like a mannequin plastic butt. It looked like a fake butt. Oh, man. Yeah, and I mean, it looked fine and all, but
I just can't.
No, but the worst part was that the office thought we did it on purpose,
really?
And I'm like, Mark, to Chrono. I was bawling. I didn't do it on purpose. So I thought that I took a great bump.
Right.
So that's why everyone popped. So
you're oh, it's coming.
My little crack showed. I didn't feel the whole thing go down.
Sure.
I wasn't wearing underwear. So then I hear this Rah! And I'm oh, listen to that pop. I'm oh, we got him. And then I get backstage and I'm getting screamed at. Everyone's red. I'm not going to mention names. Everyone's red with their veins, yeah. And I was and then I start bawling because they said your whole ass was on TV, and I was
oh, that's terrible.
It was terrible. And then she got in really big trouble. Layla got in trouble, and I was Layla, I didn't think it was her fault.
Right.
It was just her.
Happened.
She pulled. She pulled down instead of out.
Did you ever talk to Junior, Vince McMahon Jr.? Did he ever make contact with you?
I said hi to him.
Yeah,
yeah.
So you just dealt with Mark all the time.
Mark and at times Vince. We see everyone Triple H.
I just thought maybe after that whole thing, Vince might have called you in his office.
Oh no! I was so scared. I was in. They were really upset.
Yeah.
They were really mad. And if it had happened on purpose, I would have been fined. But I was not trying to get my butt on TV.
No, right.
I not.
That would have been a bad career move, though.
Oh
right?
my goodness, no! And it's all over the internet. It's mortifying.
Oh boy! All right, I'm going to bring this down a little bit.
Yeah.
You're a survivor of domestic abuse, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about that at all? And you don't have to. It's fine.
I can. I feel I got into relationships with the same type of person. So I'm actually have been in a couple relationships where there was abuse. And so I find that and I hear this, it happens a lot where women, they attract the same guy and then it happens. But I feel like it's all about insecurities and trauma. And I feel like women get caught into that position where they feel as though they kind of deserve it in a sense. And they stay, And so, when it first happened to me, I was 17 years old and I was with someone for 7 years. And, and I came to think it was normal, And then the second relationship I was in, so it became like a norm, And then the third relationship I was in, I just fought back.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Good for you.
And I felt like he could have charged me because I was like literally beating the crap out of this guy too. So I feel as though that's why I went celibate for 3.5 years. And when I met my daughter's father, I was celibate for 3.5 years. I found myself. I went to rehab. I really realized my self-worth, and I was not jaded by I was a functioning alcoholic, so I was just drink to get buzzed. You wouldn't see me pass out.
Did the drinking start because of the domestic abuse, or was that just part of the two just going together? Like, were you a drinker in high school, or like?
I didn't really drink in high school. I felt like I started drinking more on the road.
Right.
Like it's. You're famous, you're rich, you're like good looking.
Right, and I imagine people offering stuff to you all the time, right? Like, hey,
we're all making money. We have a meal. It's turned into 1 glass of wine and then like 2 glasses of wine. And then it happened whereas I wasn't really drinking on the road, but I was drinking on my days off. Like I would go out with my friend for lunch and I would have my glass of wine and I would go to the gym and I'd work out after. Like I was a functioning alcoholic. And so I feel like when you drink like that, you start to get very depressed and down on yourself, and you feel guilt and you feel shameful. And I really found my Savior, Lord, and Jesus Christ, because that made my faith really pulled me out of my alcoholism. I realized I wasn't shameful of anything. I just had to get right with God, And I made huge changes in my life. I changed my phone number. I stopped hanging out with the partiers. I stopped dating completely. And that's when I met the love of my life at the time, Bobby Shabinsky. And we had this beautiful child. But we had our differences in religion. And so, at the time when we didn't have a kid, we were able to accept the fact that he was not religious and I'm religious. And it was fine. But once we had a child, it was very hard for us to get on the same page with the religion.
Right.
And I love him. I'll always love him. And I feel like he has love for me as well. But because of the religion, it's just this big gap. And we just can't get on the same page ever. So, but we have this great co-parenting relationship. Like, our daughter is amazing. He lives in California. We're out there all the time. He comes to Pittsburgh. Like, we make it work. And my daughter is like the happiest little girl ever. And so we come from a broken home, but it's not broken to her, And I stayed single for 20 months before I started dating. And then I actually now stopped dating because I was craving to be a family. So like I was dating to find a person to be a stepfather for my kid. And then when they weren't the right stepfather figure, I was like disappointed. And it made me sad about being in a broken home. So I found that now, like, I dated 2 different guys after 20 months of being single. And I was trying to force the fact of me trying to fall in love with them. And I wasn't in love. So now I realize no relationships, focus on my daughter. I have a great co-parenting relationship with my ex, and just live life and work hard. And just, for me, like, going to church really actually helped me through my separation, and to stop dating and kind of figure things out, you know what I mean? And then when the right person comes along, then I will accept them. But for now, I like being a single mom and just focusing on her and having a good relationship with my ex and his family.
I just gotta say this: you were blowing me away.
Are you serious?
You were blowing.
Sorry, that was really. I'm talking.
No. You're a pretty special person. I'm really.
Thank you.
I'm really taken aback a little bit.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Let's talk about your daughter a little bit. Single mom.
Jordan Shabinsky. She is like literally a mini me, and I'm already like doing media training with her. So like, she takes dance, and I'm already teaching her. Like, I interview her. I'm like, so I feel like you had a really passionate, intense dance today. And she's like, it was so passionate, Mommy, that I had happy tears, Mama. I had happy tears. And I was like, so you really felt the music. So I'm already giving her media training. She's 3.5 years old, and she's getting media training. So this little girl is like, she's my best friend.
Yeah.
And she's brilliant. And I know a lot of parents say, oh, my kid's the smartest and the best. But I have really long conversations with her, and she's great. She's literally has the best parts of me and Bobby all bundled in one human, you know?
Yeah.
And it's just wonderful to see.
So, in raising your daughter, we were talking earlier. Tell me about your parents, how you grew up, and how you're using that to raise your child right now.
So, my mom raised me till I was 9, and my mom, I'm half Costa Rican and half Czech. So my parents are very polar opposites. My mom comes from poverty, and we have a huge family in Costa Rica, and my mom was the only one with an education and that could make money and work. My dad is upper middle class, and he's from Czech Republic. He came to Vancouver with $5, and he was very successful in everything in his work. He had great work ethic. I feel like that's where I got it from, you know. But my mom raised me till I was 9, and then she had to go back to take care of my family and leave. So my dad raised me from 9, single father onward, the teenage years, the first period, all training bra, my poor father.
I can't even imagine that conversation.
Oh, I was like, Tata, I call him Tata, I need an over-the-shoulder boulder holder. And he went to the store, and he told the woman that, because he thought it was a brand.
Right.
And he's like, I tried to get you an over-the-shoulder boulder holder, and the lady said they don't make it. I go, Tata, that's a joke. And he was trying to get me a training bra because I was too embarrassed to get myself a training bra. Over-the-shoulder boulder holder.
Jim, you're thinking what you're looking forward to. Jim has a young child, too, so...
Do they say that? Training bra over-the-shoulder?
No, not yet.
That was that was probably back in my day.
How was it growing up without a mother, though?
It was actually really, really hard, but I feel like my father instilled in me the things that I needed for the WWE. Like, he was very strict.
Okay.
Eastern European, very cold, very honest. And he was very dry humor, you know, but gave me love by giving me things.
Okay.
So, like, he would never give me a hug or tell me he loved me, but he would, like, buy me clothes and like buy me stuff, you know what I mean? I was like, I need you to tell me you love me. He goes, Milena, relax, Milena. And I would go and hug him, and he's like, stop being a scotch tape. And I'm like, really? I'm like, I just need a hug, you know?
So you're a teenager, probably, you know, gorgeous
teenager.
lady. You're meeting some boys now in school.
No, my dad was
I was going to say, did he lock you up? I mean, what was the deal there?
He scared me about boys that people like thought I was weirdo because everybody was having sex in high school except for me. So like, but I fought and I smoked pot and I was on the basketball team, so I got away with everything because I was a really good athlete.
Okay.
And I was just like this really bad, a beautiful teenager, you know, that got away with everything. But no, I never explored boys until like way after high school.
Did you play the teachers though at all?
Oh, I told one of the
male teachers.
I told one of the teachers that if he didn't let me go out for a cigarette, that I would tell the principal he flirted with me.
Oh my God!
I was so bad.
Did you
God!
get a cigarette?
Oh, I put my leather jacket
on. No, she probably had a whole pack. I'd be like, all right.
I put my leather jacket on. I go, see ya.
Oh my God!
And I still passed everything. Like I still did well because like I was an athlete, so they had to like pass me.
Oh my.
I really like literally want to apologize to these teachers now because I'm
go
like
ahead.
so.
I want to apologize to them too.
Mr. Crawley, I'm so sorry that I did this to you.
That is just too funny.
I was so mean to this teacher.
Where's mom and dad now?
So my dad has dementia, and actually, he just left his facility without permission, and he's trying to go back home, and he's in Canada, and I have my daughter's family's all in Pittsburgh. So, and I'm a single mom, so I'm really caught between a rock, stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I want to take care of my dad, but then I have my daughter. It's just been really hard. So we're hiring a nurse to go to the apartment every day to check on him.
Right.
Dementia is really difficult because he'll have spells where he's totally normal and can think properly, and then moments where he just doesn't understand anything, and that's what's scary. Like, he could start cooking and forget about the pot on the, you know what I mean? So, like, I'm really, I'm here, and I'm calling, the facility's calling me every day. They're checking on him. The police go and check on him. So I'm at that stage right now. My mom is in Costa Rica. She lives on the beach in a little cottage with no air conditioning, but it's like paradise.
Okay.
Monkeys swing on the trees in her backyard.
Really?
Yeah, she's married to an amazing man, American man from California, and they have this beautiful life in Costa Rica. I'm actually going to go there for my 40th birthday.
Oh.
So yeah, my friends like plan this Vegas trip, and I'm like, I'd rather chop my arms off than go to Vegas on my 40th birthday. I'm going to lay on a beach by myself with my mother and just chill.
Oh, that's great.
I need to chill. A lot of stuff has happened this month.
Yeah.
So.
You want to fill me in what's happened this month?
I got hacked. And
And by the way, I don't get the whole hacking thing. Like I was telling you earlier, my wife is like, you got to pay more attention. You're going to get hacked. I'm like, I know what's hacking me. What are they going to do?
Oh, my gosh.
Now, you're followed by millions of people. People are probably looking, but go ahead.
Yeah,
What's been
so
going
I
on?
got hacked, and actually it was a blessing in disguise, because, like, you realize who your true friends are when you don't have 1 million followers, right?
Right. Yeah, that's for sure.
So, yeah, I got hacked, and I wasn't able to run my business anymore or make money or anything like that. So it's been really hard. The guy blackmailed me, and
Now, how does that happen? How does he blackmail you?
He emailed me and said for me to write his name on my chest and send him 500 euros. I'm like, keep it, Amir. I said, keep my Instagram. So I'm working with this amazing PR woman. Her name is Kathy Cardenas. She works with Mickey James. She has been my angel. So she hired this woman, Wendy Shepard, who is helping me get my Instagram back.
Okay.
And also, I have a new business venture, which I cannot talk about yet because I'm not the ambassador for it yet.
Okay.
But it's really big, and it's a new kind of fitness thing that's going on. It's been around for only a couple of years. It's new. It's fresh, and women are losing weight everywhere, moms, and it's fun, and it's so positive, and it's very empowering. So I'm gonna go for training October 3rd, and after that, if they like how I perform, I'm gonna be an ambassador for them.
That's fantastic.
And run workouts. And the main thing I want to do is a charity workout and donate the money for women's health research. So that's one of my goals. So yeah,
wow,
I have that coming up.
So there is life after wrestling, right? It's not such a bad deal.
Yes, there is life after wrestling. You just need to be careful who you bring close to you, and when you're new out in this real world, you gotta be very careful.
Well, have your wrestling family disappointed you? Is there people in your wrestling family have disappointed you?
You know what? No, like my wrestling family checks in on me. I just got a text from Foxy. I talked to Natty. The Bellas check in here and there. Like, those girls are like, they really are like my sisters, and I respect them. And the fact is these girls are beautiful, but they work hard, and they like bust their butts. And I love that. They didn't think that, they just need to be pretty and they're going to make it. Like, these girls work their butts off. Like, Natty works all of them. I have the utmost respect for these women, and I'm so, like, literally honored and grateful that I still have these women in my life.
I was going to say that, you were part of the gateway to this, too. You have an integral part in it, right? Mm-hmm. You were in the WWE for, what, 8 or 9 years?
11 years.
11
I had my baby on TV.
There you go. So you were 11 years in the biggest wrestling organization in history.
It's wonderful.
Right? And now, listen, the women own the show.
Yeah.
I was telling you earlier, I'm not the biggest wrestling fan anymore. I am, Jim can tell you, huge fan of the women's division.
Yeah. I haven't been able to. I have not watched WWE since my injury, because I'm too hurt to watch it.
Really?
And then my friend Bill told me of what's going on in the women's division, and I just saw a promo that Becky Lynch did, and she is like unreal, like just amazing, like the it factor, and I'm just blown away. So I'm gonna start watching again because I saw her promo and I was like completely in, like the man, like that is just, she's incredible.
Did you have a relationship with Becky at all?
Yes, I loved her.
How was that relationship?
She's great. I haven't talked to her. I actually lost touch with her. Maybe it's been 7 months since I connected with her. But now I watch this promo and I want to text her and be like, "Your girl, like you are killing it, and I'm so proud of you." And the character is completely different than what anyone's ever done. Wow. And I love it. I love it.
On the WWE Network, Chronicles, Sasha Banks, she's made a return. Incredible documentary.
Yes.
Again, I recommend it to all the fans out there. If you haven't seen it
yet.
It's unbelievable.
Okay, I'm going to watch it.
Is the character of Sasha Banks representative of the real Sasha Banks as a human being?
I think all of us have a little bit of our characters in us. I feel like for me, when I get angry, I turn into Rosa.
Right.
Like I'm screaming, I'm yelling. Well, back in the day, not anymore. Now I'm very calm now. When I get angry, I just slice you with a really nice vocabulary, like really intelligent vocabulary, because it's way more powerful than screaming and swearing.
That won't work with me.
Yeah. But I feel like a little bit of our character is in all of us, and I feel like that. I feel like the characters that are over, because if they have to feel real.
Well, you talk about the dirt sheets, though, right? So Sasha in the dirt sheets is known to be very hard to work with, very spoiled. Is that a representative?
I loved working with her. I absolutely loved, and I love the way she wrestles. I've known her since FCW. Like, I've worked with her since she was a kid. And I've had the utmost respect for her. She always worked very hard. She was very easy in the ring. She was great in the ring when I was wrestling her, and I don't... That absolutely not difficult to work with at all. I would keep it real with you too.
How about my favorite, Alexa Bliss? What do you think?
Oh, I love this woman. So when I came back after having the baby, I went in the ring at 4 months after having the baby. Okay, so like I'm fat. I'm like could barely move around. I'm like just I had muffin top. Like I'm wearing this gear, and she got in the ring with me and she rolled in the ring with me, and I didn't know she was about to debut. She took bumps for me before her debut. Wow. And we rolled around for like 3 hours, and she did that for me, and I had not been in the ring for about 1.5 years. And so I actually never got to thank her really for that moment, because she literally debuted 2 weeks later. And I'm like, you took bumps for me knowing that you were going to debut, and you got into the ring with me being green because I just had a kid.
Right.
And risked your body for me. And I thought that was very giving. It was wonderful.
I got to tell you, I got to become a professional wrestler. I need friends like this. I have no friends, so...
Well,
thanks,
I'm
bro.
a really good friend. I can be your friend.
All right, please, because
Yeah,
I got one friend,
Thanks,
this
bro.
guy over here. And that guy back there.
Yeah. He's a good friend.
All right, so put you on the spot. Is there anyone you didn't get along with?
Actually, yes. I didn't get along with AJ Lee. Her and I went at it. But we have respect for each other, because sometimes when people don't like each other, they talk behind each other's backs. But we literally told each other we hated each other to each other's faces.
Wow.
Well, I'm like, I don't like you. I think you're this and this and this. And she's like, I don't like this and this that you're doing. And so, like, we actually had to walk to the office. I'm like, I'm not a stooge. I've never stooged anyone off. I've never done that. So I'm like, I'm gonna stooge on you, and you should come with me, because I want you to see me stooge on you, because I'm complaining.
Can you tell me what happened? What was the heat?
We had a match, and she clotheslined me in the jaw, and I thought that she did it for real. You know, I thought she did it on purpose. And I not know to this day, but she's short, so looking back, I feel like she jumped and did the clothesline, and it caught me here. But it felt like, because we didn't kind of like each other, I felt like she did it on purpose. But so I said, like, I'm going to go and tell the office that you did this on purpose. And actually later on, we reconnected, and she told me, she's like, I love the fact that you just told me to my face, and you never went behind my back. And I go, I love the fact that you told me to my face that you didn't like me either. So like, she worked so hard. She studied her character. That girl worked so hard. So she deserved her push. Absolutely. Utmost respect for her. Didn't like her at the time, but I absolutely really like her and respect her. And I love the fact that we didn't like each other and we told each other. So that was the only girl. But then now I'd like totally.
Now you're all straight.
I would like see her and I would actually give her a hug and be like, "Hey, you're like awesome." You know what I mean? And I love the fact that we had that tiff and we kind of took it outside. You know, like as if they do in like England, where they would go outside and they just hit each other, and then after that they'd be friends. You know what I mean?
It's like men being men.
Yeah.
All right, I want to call in Eric Sims from ESS Promotion. Eric is a longtime friend of the station. You know Eric?
Yes, I do.
All right, so what was your first experience with Eric Sims?
Okay, so last night.
Wait, this is your first time meeting each other last night?
First time meeting each other,
okay.
And he goes, "Oh, I'm hot. My blood is boiling. Oh," and I was like, "Ooh," because you know I'm Latin, so I'm the nosy neighbor. So I'm like, "Ooh, what happened?" You know, and I'm like, "What happened? Why are you mad?" And then he told me what had happened, and I go, "Yeah, this sucks." So I got hot, and then we're both hot, and then but he literally.
We were at the show last night.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, every vendor or most of the vendors that had their talent there, so it was stacked. You know, there must have been 12 talents there, if not more. Okay. The pre-show meet and greet is from 7 to 8. Okay, So we have, first of all, for the small amount of crowd that they had there, and it was a decent crowd, but you know, small, but it was okay.
It was an independent show.
So with 10 talents, and then each vendor that brings in their talent, you're depending on a couple extra dollars to make money. Everyone makes their own separate deals or whatever, but you know, we expect to do some business because that's why we're there. So. 20 minutes in, first pre-show match goes on. That is a pre-show killer for talent doing merch, you know, trying to sell the pictures for, you know, the meet and greets and this and that, because all the attention's at the ring. Okay? They're not where they should be at the table where they could spend their money. We're there to take people's money.
He's
wow,
right.
that's great sales.
We are.
But we were there selling our autographs and pictures.
It's an experience to meet the talent.
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
7 to 8.
To do that, you still have to take their money. That's our goal, because we can't. We have to pay our bills. You know, whatever, dinner money, whatever the hell we make over there.
Right, sure.
So that's going on. And the music's too loud, and you can't hear talking to people. And it's like one thing after the other, and you can't make your money. And where I got to listen to other vendors bitch and complain about, I can't make it. This is not right. Which I know, 'cause I'm an old school guy. I mean,
right.
I need, you have an hour before the show, 15 minutes in intermission, and all eyes need to be on us.
Well, is this the same promoter you deal with all the time?
No. But I mean, I've worked with him. I've worked with him in the past, and he's a cool guy, good guy. I like him. Every so often we do some business and whatever. But every promoter that does these pre-show matches, whether it's him or the next guy, it just kills my business, because I need, because people trickle in late and the new people come in and, not everybody have money, but the next person might have money, but they're not going to spend with us if they're going to watch a fucking match. So,
then I got hot.
I got
hot, so he's red, I'm red, all my veins start sticking out of my chest.
We connect.
I lose some money.
We kind of connected really good.
We hit it off right away.
Just talking and just bullshitting,
he has a lot of knowledge. He's been in the business 34 years, so I was wanting to hear everything.
Well, he is the number one promoter in the Northeast. That's no bullshit. I mean, a lot of people hate him. I get it, but
oh, you're great. I can't see how anybody would hate you.
Oh no, trust me.
I literally I want to be a fly on the wall to hear some of the stories that he's been through on the road back in the day. Are you kidding me?
Go to YouTube.
History's right
there. Go to YouTube, search Luna Vachon and Eric Sims. That'll give you the answer right there.
She's actually at the show.
That'll give you right.
Didn't pay her enough attention what. Whatever.
Speaking of that, right? So Mark's in the business.
Yeah.
What What's your feeling on that? Does it make you uncomfortable?
No, I'm a mark. I love wrestling.
That's right, we're all marks. We're not business marks, but we're all marks.
But I love wrestling. And if someone loves wrestling, you're my brother, man. Like, right. I love you. Like, I don't care if you come to the airport at 5 a.m, you want my autograph, you're awesome. Like,
it's gotta be a special feeling,
like,
right?
Yeah, I love them. I mean, I just do, because for me, if someone like hates wrestling, I'm like, ooh, like we're not gonna flow here. Like, right. We're not gonna get along at all. Like, I can't. We can't be friends.
You're out, Savali. Because you hate wrestling.
I was just about to say how much I loved it.
Now you love wrestling. That's how easy that was.
Hey, you're a stooge.
But isn't Mark like derogatory? Like, to me, it's like, I don't want to like fanboy. Mark.
Well, if you're an insider to the business and a wrestler kind of classifies you as a mark, that might not be a good thing, because
really?
then they'll treat you as such instead of treating you with the respect that.
Well, what's the difference between a fan and a mark?
A fan, okay. A fan can be a mark, or they're all marks. The fan, but a fan is a fan. A fan is a fan. Wait. You're paying to watch the talents perform, whether it's an autograph session, meet and greet experience.
But bro, isn't that the whole idea? Like, someone wants to pay.
Yes, no, but you're correct. But if a wrestler thinks like an insider, like the agent or someone on the inside working, is a mark, they're going to treat you different.
Because they don't think you're a businessman.
It's almost a sign of not having respect for you. They may have respect for you, but they kind of don't have respect, because if they truly had respect for you, even though you are a mark or whatever, acting not according to the quote, the code, they're gonna treat you differently, and then try to work you for more money, try to treat you differently, try to hold you up.
Hold on, I want to see the counterpoint here.
Yeah. The Carney definition of a mark, correct me if I'm wrong, is it someone that gets tricked into thinking that the work is real? So that's actually the definition of a mark, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like if I am able to have a match and with someone that people think I kind of have a beef, let's say me and AJ have a match. Mm-hmm. We kind of have a beef, and we have this incredible match, and like I would love, actually that'd be rad.
That would be great.
And we have this incredible match, and then we hit each other, and we're just like I tell her, let's stiff each other.
Yeah.
Let's give it everything we've got in there. And then we trick the audience into thinking that this is a real beef. Now that's Mark, right? Am I right? You know better than me. I'm just
wrestlers are the greatest magicians on earth. You're performing an illusion. You're making people believe something that is not real.
Yes.
Okay. So you are the greatest magicians around.
Oh, I love this
because you're.
Sorry, I'm playing with my hair.
You're making people believe something that's not real.
And then whoever believes it is definition of mark.
You're getting hooked into it. You're a fan. No, that's a fan. That's a fan. You're believing. That's old school.
Yeah.
You're believing you're. It's
so we gotta love our marks, man.
It's the psychology, drawing them in, which will help on all aspects of the business, because then you get to the gimmick table, and that'll help your business.
And
now they just saw you, and they want to spend money with you. They want the experience. Oh, Rosa Mendes, she did great in the ring. I need a picture with her. I need an autograph with her.
And they pop, and we love that.
I want to put my arm around her. Maybe get close. Maybe I'll get lucky. They're never going to get lucky. But it's
why would you say that?
Because it's the illusion that maybe
that's like going to a strip joint and saying, by the way, before you give me the $10 cover and you're going to drop your paycheck, you're not going to get lucky.
No, but that's the illusion that the female talent has to give to the male fan.
Really?
Because that's sex sells.
Oh, I never ever have given the illusion to a mark or a fan that I was actually like interested.
No, and that's right. No, and that's fine. But they don't know that.
You think
I
so?
think it's on the other hand.
They don't.
Listen, I think when it's...
Even
Forget about you being famous.
The air side hug?
You're in a bar. Well, that's the other thing, too. You can always judge by that.
Can I have a hug? Sure.
Okay, fine.
Your breath smells like shit. Go ahead.
I'll use you as an example. You're a beautiful woman. You're
Thank
stacked just right. People are looking at that.
Oh my
People
God.
are looking at that. It's the illusion of I want to have. I want that. Which is good. Which is good for the female talent because these guys are going to spend money, and they might, instead of that photo op, they might buy 3 extra photos or a couple extra things, and it's their job to take every fucking dollar.
FYI, I'd rather chop both my arms and both my legs off before I do a bikini op. I would never ever do a bikini op.
Certain women are don't want to do it. It's not for everyone.
Listen,
it's not for everyone.
You're at the bar. I find you attractive. Can I buy you a drink?
Nah.
No. What I'm saying is,
no.
Well, don't make me feel.
Not
you could at least get kayfabe.
Whoa. Not you. When I go to a dance club or anything with my friends, I want to hang out with my girls. So any guy, no matter how hot he is, beautiful, smart, intelligent, my type.
Right.
If you're gonna come up to me at a club or a bar, I won't talk to you.
But I guess what I'm saying is illusion. I want to buy you a drink.
Okay.
You say yes.
Well, let's say not a drink. Let's say Diet Coke.
Whatever, Diet Coke. There you go. That's why I suck as a radio announcer.
No.
Anyway, so if you say yes, and it's like, maybe there's a chance, right? I guess that's what Eric is trying to say. Like, people like, hey, maybe if I'm doing this picture, she looks at me and goes, oh my God, that is the most attractive man I've ever seen. Now, again, you've had your choice of like John Cena, Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, but it's an illusion.
All these other guys. I don't know why you would, Jimmy John who comes for a picture and thinks he has a chance.
Can I correct you guys?
Go ahead.
I feel like they just want to get close to us. I don't think they have a chance to date us ever.
I don't think they want to date
I think they want to smell our perfume. They want to look at our skin and look at our...
Savali, weigh in. What do you think?
They just want to bang and get out of there. They don't want to fucking date you. That's the illusion that they want.
Nah, I don't believe it.
What about the illusion when it's a male wrestler? They want to do the same thing?
Maybe with the females.
Not with the males?
No,
not possible?
What about the male marks? How do they look at the male?
You caught him. Look at him.
Well,
look at him.
It's a different thing. If a male fan to a male wrestler, if you're truly no.
Oh yeah.
No. If the guys are like a diehard fan, they're going to spend extra money because they want extra stuff. Right. If they're not, they're just going to go for the simple autograph photo op, combo deal, whatever. But if they're a super fan, they're going to spend extra money with you. And it's the job of the front man to figure that out. Figure out that the guy has a fucking wad of money, and you got to take every fucking dollar they got before they go on to the next person.
I officially will never do a signing again.
There you go, everybody. We've not rooted for everybody.
I'm done.
Thank Monty the Pharaoh. So what we've learned in this conversation, I think, is Eric Sim likes a lot of money.
Yes.
And he may be attracted to men. He really couldn't answer that.
No, I'm not attracted
male
to
wrestlers.
I don't go for that. I know. I work primarily with the male talents.
Melina will never do a signing again, destroying Melina. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Will never do
Rosa Mendes.
Again.
Get it right. Call it by the stage name.
We'll never do a signing again, destroying this man's career. And here we are.
Sorry, Bill. I mean,
wait a second,
Bill. I'm sorry, Bill.
Well, hold on. While we're here, let's say thank you to my buddy and my pal Bill Paley for coming.
Bill Paley's awesome.
All right, Bill.
I will never do a signing again.
I'm not done with my plug yet.
Okay,
he has a company called Wrestling Inc. He does a lot of autographs, brings a lot of the female talents in, and one of the old school guys does a lot of good business. So they can get you on Facebook under what? Bill Paley or Wrestling Inc. Your website is www. Wrestling-Inc.
With a B.
Is that different than the Wrestling Inc. dirt sheet?
Yes.
So
I'm INK.
Okay,
Wrestling-Inc. Weebly.com.
Yes.
When I do my signing today, I'm going to ask a fan if they think they have a chance with me. If they say yes, I will never do a signing again. If they say no...
Well, we've got a fan out there by Timmy Tim. He's already waiting at the door.
If they... Well, I'm not a stripper, you know what I mean? If they think that they have a chance with me, I will never do a signing again.
What Rose is saying, the signing after this interview, we're going to be at the Wrestling Universe.
It'll be my last signing,
Queens,
so
New
come
York.
get my autograph.
That's Jack's store. Rosa Mendes is going to be there. The next guest coming on, Bill Alfonso, Fonzie.
Oh,
yeah, Daddy.
Awesome.
Right down the line, Daddy.
Right down the line.
At the Wrestling Universe, 3429 Francis Lewis Boulevard, Flushing, Queens, New York, along with a bunch of other talent. Adam Baum's going to be there. A couple of WWE announcers, Nigel McGuinness, Sarah Schreiber, the one that wants to have the marriage consummated. What's her name there?
I don't know what you're talking about. You've lost me already, man.
What's the?
Just get through it.
What's Drake's girl? Renee Michelle. Who refuses to consummate the marriage with Drake Maverick, their Rockstar Spud, whatever the fuck his name is.
Wow.
Early
the chorus, like,
I think you need to interview him.
Yeah.
I try. I will. That is.
Anyway, of course, it's no BS with ESS. And all my anything ESS, www.esspromotions.com. Love working with Monty and the Pharaoh. Where the fuck is the Pharaoh? But okay,
Hey,
Rosa Pharaoh. The Pharaoh has Rosa Pharaoh. All right, ESSpromotions.com. No BS with ESS. Business and success end in ESS, and let's all have a sensational day.
I want to thank Rosa Mendes for gracing us on this show.
Thank you very much.
Long Island's #1 pro wrestler. I learned so much about you.
Thank you.
And
great person.
Thank you very much.
It means
a lot to me, and I've had this is actually the most fun I've had on a broadcast ever. Like, I'm not just saying working you guys.
Come on. Are you working me right now?
Have you seen me laughing?
You're marking for me right now. Oh, what's
literally,
up?
my abs
She's putting you over, man.
My abs hurt from laughing so hard.
And I gotta tell you, first time meeting her last night, we sat at the wrestling show and just for like 2 hours we're talking.
About life.
Life, not wrestling so much, but life. And then we went to the dinner together with me and Bill.
All of us went to dinner.
And Bill and
they put too much dressing in his rap.
Oh yeah, you're on in the next show. Let's get, we're good to go.
So I'm very happy.
Anyway,
I met her.
Thank you for
connected.
coming.
Yes, me too.
I really find you to be a special person,
Thank you.
What an honor to have you on our show.
It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Thank
Seriously.
you. And again, catch Rosa. She's going to Queens in about 5 minutes. And you can blame Monty and Pharaoh. This will be her last autograph session. Anyway, this has been Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast for Rosa, for Eric, for Jim. My name's Mike Monty. We'll see you in about 10 minutes with Bill Alfonso.
Woo!
Have a good one.